first. Okay, so today is the last class before the final. It's not gonna that long because we're gonna just to see the postmodernism art part. So in the last week, we learned the art movement from the modern art, modern to the postmodern. One second. Morning, Mike.
Morning, Professor Lou.
All right. So in the last week, we learned the lots of art movement, right? So the abstract expressionist from the New York School, and the pop art, photorealism, minimalism, installation art, conceptual art, video art, and feminism in 60s and 70s in the United States. And so let's just to quickly remind what these are. So this is a photorealism with the chalk clothes, and minimalism with the Donald Ju, and installation art, conceptual art, and the video art with the Nam June Paik, the father of video art, and the feminism with the Judy Chicago. So today we're gonna see the postmodernism art, and I will show you two, the most famous two postmodern and the contemporary artists. So so over the course of the 1970s, it became clear to many people that ideas about art that seems to have been in place for much of the modern era were eroding, and that something different was taking their place. The new climate of thought came to be called postmodernism. So the term postmodern was first used to describe architecture such as Landro Piano and Richard Rogar's George's Pompidou National Center of the Art and Culture. So so this is the center. It's in the Paris. So the term is started from this architecture. So this is the first postmodern and the contemporary artist we are going to see today. The artist's name is Damien Hirst. He is an English artist, entrepreneur, and art collector. He is one of the young British artists who dominated the art scenes in the United Kingdom during the 1990s. So he's reportedly the United Kingdom's richest artist, the richest living artist. So this is his work. So most of Damien Hirst's works are focused on death since his father's death. So this is the innovative sculpture type, the construction sculpture. We learned it right before. And his works are very profound and give us thought about life and death. So this is a for the love of God sculpture. So
are those rhinestones on the skull?
Oh yes, these are all the real diamond.
Oh, diamonds! Wow,
diamonds. So it consists of a platinum cast of 18th century human skull encrusted with 8,601 flawless diamonds, including the pear-shaped pink diamond located in the forehead that is known as the star diamond. So his work is so contemporary and so postmodern. So I will share his video to see his the large and profound range of the art concept. So this video, so he got a special exhibition with the Tate Modern Museum of Art in London. So that video is made by the Tate Modern Museum. So you will see his diverse works of art through this video.
This Damien Hirst exhibition at Tate.
He's so
We're
intelligent.
about 4 weeks into the installation. It's a really complicated installation, so there's a lot of work to be done. And we've got about a week or so to go, but we're going to walk around, just talk about the pieces that are up and explain the chronology of the way the show runs through.
I was saying that in here there's lots of things that I'm embarrassed about, or things that I probably didn't want to put in, but then...
But they're important to show what follows.
Yeah,
Like,
you and Nick talked me into it, really.
yeah.
I completely hated them when I made them. But then I think, looking back, they do sort of make sense to the spot paintings, which I never really made that connection before. It was like the same colours in the pans or in the butterfly paintings in and out of love, or, what it does, bright, happy colours continually.
And then with Dead Head, which is like you when you're 16.
Wow, we've got a lot in this room, haven't we?
I know.
I forgot about that, yeah. Yeah, that was a photograph in the mortuary. Not in the mortuary, it was in the anatomy school, yeah. Yeah, so it wasn't really an artwork, it was just a photograph, but then I made it into an artwork when I started getting a bit of a reputation for being the deaf guy. It seems smaller to me now.
Really?
It's weird. Yeah, nasty piece.
Yeah.
There's just a desire to make art that was more real and about something important. I kept thinking, I love minimal art, but I kept thinking it's not about anything, and it sort of, kept frustrating me. So in a way, the cabinets work like a box to protect things. So I took that a bit further and just, I just thought I'm gonna own this space or something, And to, in a way, it was to, you wanted to pull people in, but then keep them out at the same time.
Yeah.
I always just thought, you should never let lack of money get in the way of an idea or of, something like that. And then, obviously, when I was a kid, I'd seen Jaws. I thought, why can't we do a big shark? I just immediately thought it's got to be big enough to eat you, and then in a volume of liquid that would be big enough to frighten you. Because the fear of it, I remember walking through Richard Serra at the Saatchi Gallery and just thinking halfway through, God, this could fall on me and kill me. And sort of having being physically frightened of a sculpture. The fear of these sharks is an unreasonable fear, but it's a good way to kind of tap into that fear of death, which is probably a reasonable fear. And large volumes of water are quite frightening anyway, in their own right.
And what did you think when you finally saw it? Was it the effect you wanted to achieve?
Yeah, it was like it's like the Jaws music.
So the acquired inability to escape, was that the first work that you made using cigarettes?
Yeah, I think it probably was.
And then afterwards came the rows of stubbed out.
Yeah, I got asked in an interview recently where they said to me, you said in an interview, because I don't smoke anymore, they said you once said you don't trust people who don't smoke.
Did you say that?
Yeah, I did in an interview, yeah. And they said, what do you say now? And I said, I don't trust people who do. Do you still smoke? Yeah. I'd love you, really.
So
Wow.
in and out of love.
If you can see people as flies, you can see them as butterflies as well. So I thought I've got to go the other way, like I was saying, where you kind of say, well, butterflies are beautiful as well. But then it's not beautiful if you look closely, because it's not beautiful for the insects. It's getting trapped in the paint.
Yeah, so there is that horror that they're actually.
Yeah, so I remember when I painted the edges of them in there, trying to make them look like they'd struggled and flapped about and just got stuck.
And then the live room, the live butterflies. I mean, when I first saw that, thinking, what is he doing? Creating this environment with butterflies flying around and actually hatching out of canvases.
I still don't know what I was doing. Originally, I bred butterflies in my bedroom at the time, so I was like, hatching them all out, and I was trying to learn all about it. Yeah, I mean, I think when we started redoing it, I was a bit worried, because I thought maybe I'd, because you kind of romanticise things from the past. I haven't seen it for so long, I thought maybe it was just like walking around stepping on butterflies, and it was all an illusion, and it never really worked, and didn't look good, but it's great to see it back together with the butterflies flying around and happy. So nice to go in there, but then so nice to get out. I let it great.
Oh, fantastic.
With the pharmacy installation, I wanted to get a pharmacy and put it into an art gallery, but one way you actually think you are in a pharmacy, and then just to not even confuse you, just makes you question everything. And when I originally showed it, when people went into the gallery, they kind of came in and then thought they were in their pharmacy, so they got back into the elevator, and everybody got stuck in the elevators and kept coming in and saying, "Where's the art?"
Because it was in a gallery on.
Yeah, but I love art that does that. I love art that kind of confused you or made you not sure, or you couldn't, you didn't know where the art was, but in a humorous way rather than a kind of heavy way.
Yeah.
Amazing, because the paints, they're household paints, but I think they're really good
They
now.
look really fresh.
I used to be depressed when they stopped, because they're great making them, great fun making them, and then when they stopped, they're great, and then you kind of love it for a few weeks, and then you sort of know it, and it's like you just want to make another one.
So if you've got the motion into it.
Yeah, but I remember thinking about that motion as well, and thinking it's the motion of the planet, it's the motion of the atoms in our bodies, it's, it's that circular motion of everything.
And we're going to show them this room with Living in a World of Desire.
Loving in a world of desire.
Loving in a World of Desire.
Although living in a world of desire is a big title as well. I could have done two.
You could too.
Living in a world of desire. Yeah, it's going to be quite crowded, this room, but fun.
Yeah, and a different pace, completely.
Kids will love it.
And then we go back into the main room.
When I first did the first spot paintings, I did it as an endless series, and then I thought I should name them after drugs, and I got a book of drugs. I thought I'd do every drug under the sun, every drug known to man, for every painting, so it became this endless, infinite series, and I love that idea conceptually. I actually thought I would start an endless series, but I'll stop somewhere, and but then I just keep coming up with other ideas where, like, this is a huge one, and it looks, it's totally different to one with 4 spots. So actually, the difference in the paintings was so great that I just kept making them, and then come up with another idea and making another.
Mother and Child Divided. That was the first piece where you cut the animals in half. So you see the internal organs as well as the hide or the skin.
I love that inside outside, where you get to see the inside and the outside. So it's whole, but it's dead.
And were you consciously alluding to Christianity when you talked about the title as being My Mother and Child?
Christianity, I don't know about. It's like
subconsciously.
Well, I was brought up as a Catholic until I was 12, so it's like all that stuff goes in there, but it's quite difficult, I think. So, I wasn't directly, but I love stories from anywhere. I wanted to sort of play with the view. So if somebody says to me, "Is that religious?" I'd be saying, "Well, what do you think?"
Yeah.
Belief's a great thing to play with.
Well, you suggest a range of belief systems like science.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I did this series called prints called New Religion, which are very scientific, and I think science is a new religion, really.
Yeah.
Well, after I'd done pharmacy, I was kind of hijacking everything from all walks of
Scientific
scientific
environment.
world, yeah.
So you moved from that white coated wooden cabinet that you used in the medicine cabinets and then pharmacy into these more really polished stainless steel, clinical
Yeah,
looking.
it's clinical, but they have that fear again as well. You know, the same sort of fear you get in the shark that you get from these. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
Well, the instruments.
we're all afraid of surgical instruments.
But why do we feel kind of comforted by medicine, and yet surgery makes us terrified in that they're both supposed to help cure you?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's a kind of invasive procedure, isn't it?
Exactly.
Surgery. I found an old Victorian tea tray, which had the base of it under glass. That kind of, you know, somebody in Victorian times had put butterflies in it. And, you know, it just looked great. I thought, wow, if you did those big, they're like kaleidoscopes. I mean, kaleidoscopes are amazing anyway.
Yeah.
So, and then when we started looking at stained glass windows, I did this one, which is like the first one called Doorways to the Kingdom of Heaven, where I did them actually
The
like
arch
stained glass
shape.
windows. I remember reading that somewhere in an article, and they were saying that flagellation is one of the doorways to the Kingdom of Heaven, or prayer is another one, and they were like all these things.
So the flies that are buzzing around in 1,000 years, here you harness them and they adhere to the canvas. It's like a tradition of the monochrome, the black painting.
From a distance, you just think it's a black monochrome. It looks like tar or paint.
Yeah.
And then really, it's not until you get to about here that you realise it's flies. And when you're that close and you realise it's flies, it's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Because you just think, you know, it's a lot of death.
And then we're going to walk into the room that's bringing together the work that was made at the time of Sotheby's auction. So you created this wallpaper specifically for this room, but it's based on the catalogue?
Yeah, I made this wallpaper from the inside of the catalogues.
And the Kingdom was one of the 2 pieces in the sale that had a special little booklet for itself.
Yeah,
It's one
exactly.
of the key pieces from the sale. And it's another shark, something that you made very early on, and then 2008 you returned to it. And everything in the sale in a way is a kind of return.
Yeah, well, I made everything in that. Yeah, I wanted everything in the sale to be 2008 and just have like this big, huge, you know. It was kind of like an event, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so this room is the final room, which has got the incomplete truth in it. Yeah, so very religious. I think I've become a religious artist, haven't I? Although I deny it all the time.
But when you use this title, The Incomplete Truth, what were you suggesting?
I've always loved those statements. The never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I think when you attach that to religion, it has a lot of resonance.
But the symbol of the dove is like, it's both a secular symbol of peace.
Yeah, when you look at it, it looks like a dove flying in the sky, but it's actually a dove trapped in liquid. So it's like it has hope, but it doesn't have hope. But art can give us hope, I think, but religion can't.
But you like all these words that say one thing and then deny it at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I don't think there are answers. I think there are only questions, and I think it's, you know, for viewers to decide what the answers are.
Yeah.
All right, that was Damien Hirst. How's his work? Hard to understand?
No, that was really interesting. It was interesting how, like, at the end, she said that a lot of his work, it'll suggest one thing, but it seems to kind of contradict, and then he'll let the person have the answer for themselves. So it'll mean different things to different people.
Yeah. Yes. So was Damien Hirst, and then the next postmodernist artist we are going to see is Matthew Barney. Matthew Barney is an American contemporary and a postmodern artist and director who works in the field of sculpture, film, photography, and drawing, and whose works explore intertwining connections between geography, geology, and mythology, as well as themes of conflict and failure. So Barney created 5 videos in a series he titled the Cremaster Cycle, named for a muscle in the male productive system. The videos are filled with odd characters engaged in unusual behavior with no master plot or dialogue. So Barney plays many of the characters just like this. On overarching theme is creation, including human reproduction. In this photograph from Cremaster 4, the first video, Barney presents himself as a satyr, the mythological creature who is part man, part goat. The character is inspired by a type of ram that lives on England's Isle of Man, where the film is set. So I'm gonna share one last video today, just to watch the Matthew Barney's Cremaster Cycle trailer. So all the stories, all the dialogues are related to the conflict and failure of someone. All the characters are pretty much odd. How was it?
That was morbid.
Yeah. So we have a discussion today related to this video. We just watched the Matthew Barnes, the Cremaster trailer video. So again, this is about conflict and failure. Please rewatch this video after this meeting, and please write a brief discussion about his work, and write your experience of failure and how to overcome. So that is today's discussion topic. And everyone listen. The final sketchbook submissions deadline is coming up, right? It's on next Monday. So let's talk about the final sketchbook submission. So when you go to week 15, you will see the final sketchbook submission title. So the submission turning pages here. And when you go to the week 15, you will see this final sketchbook submission form. So please click this to download the form. Then you will see this file. Oops, it's not the one. I'm sorry.
Professor, I noticed that there is a drawing there that I think you took out from us. It was something about a hand drawing, but it's still on the file.
That's right. So I just corrected that. Thank you for letting me know. So so this is the revised file. So when you see this file, you will see the cover page, and please write your name on the cover page. And now we have 7 artworks we've done so far in this file. So you can just simply take a picture of your finished artwork and then copy and paste in this file. And please write a short description about your work, and it doesn't need to be that long. You can just write a couple of sentences. So so here is the number, so you can track all your artworks in the Moodle room. So we did the logo design in week 2, and we did asymmetrical drawing in week 4, and we did collage in week 6, and we did photography in week 8, and we did the morphing drawing in week 9, and we did the perspective drawing in week 11, and the last one is the transformational self-portrait in week 13. So for this last one, transformational self-portrait, please remember you have to put 2 self-portrait styles. One should be non-representational, and the other one should be non-representational. So let me go back to the Moodle room. So here, so please submit on time, and then the due date is by next Monday midnight. And so we did 7 pieces over the course, so you can just submit at least 5 pieces, 5 finished pieces, to get the full point. And if you submit all of the 7 pieces completed artwork, then you will get extra credit on your final grade. So this is a really huge opportunity to upgrade your grade. Okay, and let me share some of my other students' submission work. So this course was she just did the kind of different artwork schedule. So it's not going to be same as yours, but just check the final quality of your work. Okay. So he did like, the logo design like this, and then the pattern design like this. We don't have pattern design, okay? An asymmetrical, and the collage, t-shirts, photograph like this. So see, just paste your work photo, and then write the short description just like it. And here's another example. Just to check the final quality of your artwork, okay? Like this. So using this form I provide you, it's optional. So you can just make your own form. Doesn't matter. This. Yep. All right, so that's it. Do you have any question about the final sketchbook submission? No, no one? All right. Everyone, so today is the last meeting before the final. Next Monday, we're gonna review all the chapters for the final exam. So please do not miss it, and please come on time, okay? So like the midterm, I'm gonna give you lots of hints for the final exam. And then the final exam is going to be next Wednesday at 8:30. Any other question?